Hello everybody and welcome to my podcast JustDelphineKnit. This is the second try for this episode. I had filmed one when I was wearing my no frills sweater, but it was just so hot, so you could really see my face getting red during the episode. So I decided to do it again. But I will just pop a picture of my no frills sweater. I have been wearing it a lot during our holiday, so I can just say I love it. So that was what I wanted to say about it, but I will just do it by a picture. It has been 3 weeks since I have filmed an episode, but it seems to be ages because yeah, I had a really busy week at work and then I had 2 weeks of holiday, so it just seems that this period between the two is longer than 3 weeks, but it is just 3 weeks. So I will just, as always, start with finished objects. My first finished object is a pair of socks. So these are my meditation socks, shorter version for myself. You can see on the stitch marker where I was last time, so it was one sock until this, and then I finished one and a second sock by this episode. I still have yarn left. This is 53 grams of a 100 gram skein, so I will make a second pair, and I will make it quite soon because yeah, I just want to finish this and don't have a lot of leftover pieces of yarn. And I just want to see the difference as well between this sock, which I have knitted on 2.5mm needle, and the next one, which I will knit on 2.25mm needle. This is the meditation sock, so it has an interesting front, and the next one will be a basic B from Summer Lee. So concerning the meditation socks, I like them, but I don't like them on my feet. The visual, I like the feeling, but I don't like them visually on my feet. Can be two things. First of all, I don't like my feet, so that's the first thing. But it can also be that the light colored yarn and this pattern might not be the best combination. I have made meditation socks before in darker yarn, so it might be that I just don't like the socks with the lighter yarn. However, I do think that this yarn, which is like white, naturally white with some darker grey/blue speckles, so I do think that this yarn, these socks in this yarn will get a lot of wear because like if you wear white sneakers or my white safety shoes at work, they will just be a perfect and subtle combination. So I do think they will get a lot of wear, although I might just be a bigger fan of happy, like flashy colored socks, but that's just me. I'm kind of in the blue period as well for buying yarn. So, but yeah, never mind. These are the meditation socks. I made them a lot shorter, but I like them fit wise, and that's the most important thing, of course. So, one pair of socks done, one pair of socks to go. Next is another pair of socks I have finished. I only have finished socks actually. They are still a bit wet because I have just washed them, but I couldn't wait to film, so I thought, why not? These are two, by the way. This is the Cotton Tutti Frutti from Sachenmayer Regia. They are watermelon socks. I love them. I love the fit. I love how they look, but it's cotton yarn. And I have the impression that by the end of the day, they don't hold their shape anymore. So like the heel is like, I don't know how to explain it, but the heel doesn't stay at the heel because the shape there changes. So it's not wool. There is nothing wool related in it. So I think that might be the reason. This is also a perfect like sock pair to show you my progress. Toe up, first sock, ugly toe. Toe up, second sock, less ugly. Still ugly, but less ugly. So we'll make progress. We'll see next time what I do with it. I might try a different cast on. People told me about a Turkish cast on, so I will look it up on YouTube to see what it gives. So that's that. They are also just above the ankle, which is my preferred length for summer socks. I do make shorties as well, and I like shorties, but it depends on the shoes. I do have a few pairs of shoes that I can't wear shorties with, because then your shoe hits right at the place where your sock stops, and that's just not comfortable. So that's why I will just make slightly longer but not long socks. So these are that pair of socks. And then the third pair of socks is one for the gift basket. These are socks in Katia Tokyo yarn. It's my favorite winter yarn. I have one pair of winter socks in this yarn for myself in another color, and I just love to wear them. So I just hope that the recipients of this gift later this year will be happy with those as well. Yeah, so that's actually a pair, just plain vanilla sock but with a rounded toe. And that's a funny thing, like a rounded toe in a lot of patterns means like the regular toe, like this regular toe, whereas this isn't round in my opinion. This is from the book Sokken and it's a really round toe where you have your decreases around complete toe instead of at two sides. So that is actually a pair for the gift basket. So we will see who will be the recipient of that one. So that's everything I have to say concerning finished objects. So now it's time for my webs. First thing is a test knit for Sari Nordlund. Before the 22nd of May I had to do the yoke and one sleeve, and I did. So this is the pattern. This is my piece. I didn't bring it with me on a holiday, so I didn't have time to work on it actually. So since last time I have the neckband added and a few centimeters of the body, but I will continue on it quite soon because I just love knitting cables and I'm just looking forward to be able to wear this one. I'm making this in bamboo jazz from Atelier Veritas, which is a cotton bamboo mix, and it's so soft. Yeah, I'm just looking forward to it. The only disadvantage is that the bubbles don't stay up as I would love them to, so I might just straighten them with a thread afterwards, so we'll see about that. But that's actually the Piazza tee. The pattern has been released, so you can have it now. If you just look on the hashtag on Instagram, you will see a lot of pictures of people who have finished it completely. So, but I will keep you posted next time. For the test knit, I did receive a code to get a free pattern from Sari, but it's so difficult to choose. So if you have recommendations of which one I should choose, please let me know, because I just like too many of her patterns, I guess. So just give me recommendations, and then I will see which one I will get. So that is a summer tee, which is on the way. Next is another chest knit, but one that I still have a month left. It's the Sundial sweater for Hirismakes. So this is it. I will just show you the progress marker from last time. So you see I have knitted a lot. I thought I would be able to finish the body by now, but I still have a month, so it's fine. But the thing was, I was on a holiday. This is Holst Supersoft and Dropskid Silk Mohair, and the weather was really fine. Although the weather forecast said that it wouldn't be really fine, it was fine. We were laying in the sun with sunscreen on, and like sunscreen and mohair isn't the right combination, so that's why I wasn't knitting outside on this one. I was only knitting on this in the morning or later in the evening. But I will now knit on this during TV watching, because it's an ideal TV knit for the moment. So it's actually my only ideal TV knit apart from socks. So this will be fine. There is a small mistake. On top for the short rows, instead of doing broken rib for the sundials, I have rib. because I forgot to switch between the rows because it was going back and forth, so I forgot to switch. But I tried it on, and it's like just in my neck where your neckband stands, like little, yeah, you know, like this point, so you don't see it. So yeah, my hair is there as well, so I decided not to go back, and I'm glad I did. You don't see it, and it's also not a huge mistake, especially not in darker yarn. The yarn itself is awesome, although it's a winter knit, so it's not the best to knit on currently. So Iris, I really love your pattern that I'm knitting on this now. But she will have a summer top with this pattern as well, so please have a look on her podcast and her Instagram, because you will see a summer version of this as well. And I think because I tried it on yesterday, and before I could try it on, I wasn't sure I was a big fan anymore. Although I was a big fan of the picture, like when I saw it, it was like squinched on a too short cable, you know, that yoke was really big. But now that I could try it on yesterday, I will pop a picture of this. I must say that I'm really happy with how it fits. My husband says it fits really nicely, so I see myself making more of these as well. So this is actually only the second time I'm using a mohair thread with a sweater, so yeah, looking forward to see this as well. So looking good, I think. Love it. Really nice pattern, Iris. And I'm really happy to be able to be part of the task group, to be able to contribute to this pattern. So thank you very much for that opportunity, Iris. Okay, last sweater rip, and it's my Biella. My always ever so slowly progressing Biella. I promised to have the sleeve ready, but I don't. Oops. So I only have like 5 centimeters of the sleeve knitted. That's because I had the Sundial sweater already as a winter knit, and for winter knits I do need more motivation. The summer I had all my socks I wanted to cast on for summer sock camp, and I was like, I don't have to force myself. This one doesn't have to be finished by next week because it's a winter knit. It's truly a winter knit. It has a high collar, so it's truly winter knit. This is a project bag I made myself as well. It's something you haven't seen as a plan before, because just right after the last episode I was accepted for a test knit for Ginger and Thyme. Ginger and Thyme is a Belgian webshop who has hand-dyed yarn and other yarns. She really has hand-dyed yarn in small batches to be unique. This is the color Parsley, this Peterselie in Dutch. It's really difficult to catch this on the image, so I will just pop a picture. But it's really a nice green. It has different shades of green. Maybe you can see it better on the sock. So, well, not really. It's more bright than on the screen. So this is a Margrit sokken. It's a Dutch pattern with a heel flap and gusset and ribbed sock. I love how they fit, except for the heel, which is quite broad for me, but that is personal. I think everybody has another type of heel, and I can imagine that some people have broader heels than others. So for me, my feet is especially broad. My foot or feet in plural are broad here, but not on the heel. But you can easily replace it with another heel, of course, so that's not an issue. So that's one sock. And for the second sock, I almost finished with the gusset decreases. I have knitted a lot on this yesterday, or the day before yesterday in the car when we had a traffic jam, so that was a perfect knit for that. I love knitting on them. I think they will be finished soon. And then I did order more yarn there. I had a coupon code for I think 15 or 20% off. because I was a test knitter, and yeah. This is actually, by the way, my first cast on for summer sock camp, so that's a nice thing to know as well. Second cast on for summer sock camp and second pair of Margrit sokken, but now for my husband, is this one. It's the very first time I'm doing 2 at a time socks. I use a tutorial from the Crazy Sock Lady, and I like it, but it's really slow. So, but I'm just slowly progressing, learning a lot, so that will be fine. This is Socks Yeah from Coop Knits. It's the color Peridot. And this will be it's a collaboration between Ginger and Thyme for the pattern and Coop Knits for the yarn. I really like the yarn. I will just pop a picture because I know I don't get it on the screen otherwise. But there's like a depth in the color. It's not just green. So that's a cool thing to know. It's also lovely to see that I have so many green things to show you, because otherwise I don't have any green in my cupboard. But socks is a great way to have all types of color that you wouldn't wear otherwise, because your feet are just your feet. So that's good. So that's also a lovely yarn, I guess. So those are the Margrit sokken, but I do have more socks to show you. And first, another handmade bag. I love bags. Why do I have so many project bags? Because I do like to store things with all the things you need for it together from the moment I have the plan. So even if I don't have a time to cast on now, I just like to store the needles, etc. together with it, the book or the pattern, and then you have everything together. If you want to start, you don't have to look for everything. So that's why I have a lot of bags. This was supposed to be a sock for my dad. Sorry, Dad. Because it's supposed to be. It's way too big, I guess. He didn't try it on, but this is perfect from Regia Sachenmayer. I knitted it to the measurements of the book Sokken breien, but then I thought it's big, so I let my husband try it on. My husband has a size 44, and it fits perfectly. My dad has a 41.5, so I don't think it will work. So what I will do is I will finish these for my husband. I already have a part of a cuff for the second one. This is on 9-inch circulars. It's not for summer sokken because I have casted them on earlier, but this will be my medium knitting because 9-inch circular is perfect medium knitting. So what I will do is I will call my dad and I will say, Dad, you will get socks. It's not a surprise, but can you please trace your foot on a piece of cardboard and then indicate where the little toe is, so that I can just use another pattern that has a better fit, that works on the fit of your foot instead of on basic measurements. Because I do like tight socks. My husband likes tight socks, because the first 2 pairs I made for my husband are like slightly too loose. When they were just finished and you tried it on, they were fitting, but they weren't snug. And now they just stretch and then they lose their shape. So that's what I don't like about them. So I will comment that. Then I will say, you can choose. I have 2 extra yarns for you, or I buy more of another one. So this is Drops Fabel or the Jowl Twin. And if you want something else, I can just buy it. Like Regia Sachenmayer is not expensive, not at all. So if he wants stripes, he can just get it. But those are the 2 I can offer him right now. But I will just make it, make it on measurements instead of on a book. So that's what I'm going to do. And I have 1 more pair of socks on the needles, which is my 3rd cast on for summer sock camp. Team TPN, of cabin TPN this time. This is the Broken Rope pattern from Summer Lee for my husband. It's a pair for June. It's cotton yarn, so I had to make a size smaller. Normally I would cast on 72 stitches for my husband on 2.25 millimeter needles, but these are 64 stitches. And I have added normal rip before starting the broken rip, just because I wanted to have it a little bit more snug. This is cotton, so I'm really looking forward to see what he thinks of it when it's finished. and to see if he likes to wear it or not. So let's see what it gives at the end of the month. It sucks for my husband, so it'll take a while because he has a 44. I have a 37, 38, so there's a big difference in the amount of stitches in one pair of socks, especially because he doesn't wear short socks and I do. So that's a big difference, of course. So that's all concerning WIPs. I only have some acquisitions left. The first ones are stitch markers. This is a free one, but I also bought one, of course. The Dutch Knitting Designs. It's an Etsy shop, and I found them because I was looking for bulb stitch markers. I have, yeah, flashy ones and like metal ones. I like bulb stitch markers to keep on track of decreases and increases. And as you might know, this one has a lot of stitch markers. You don't have to use them for the Sundial sweater, but it's in the darker yarn, it's better to use them. I only think they were hard to get, those bulb stitch markers, so that's why I did find this new to me Etsy shop. And then another acquisition, it's a yarny acquisition, and normally I don't show you my yarny acquisitions unless they are special, and these are special. We went to the Netherlands on a holiday to the island Texel. It's a really nice island, and like in the Netherlands there was a sort of campaign that tells that the wool from the Dutch sheep has to be thrown away or burned because they don't get it sold as wool or as woolen products, and people use wool from merino sheep out of distant countries, etc. So I thought I wanted to contribute to that, but I just made a small mistake to start with. Is this one. Well, it is nice yarn and I will use it. It's a round weight yarn from an Irish mill. No mill from the Netherlands. So I'm really sorry. Yeah, it's from Kerry Woolen Mills. Yeah, I'm sorry. There was a small mistake, but it's nice wool. It will be for my husband. I think I have, and maybe if I have something left, gloves or mittens. So there was a small mistake, but he doesn't lie. He doesn't mind. He says he doesn't care where his sheep are from. So that is that too. And then I did find another shop. The shop, just a moment, there's a sticker on it. It's Creative Rebels, Meaningful Crafts Creative Rebels. And this is tassel wool. It's naturally dyed, and I will make a call or a hat for myself. I really wanted to have this wool. I actually wanted to buy it on the farm itself, but they were on a holiday, so that's why I couldn't find it earlier. I like it because it's from Texel. You can even see where the sheep were. They were from Den Hoor. It's naturally dyed, and yeah. Why did I choose a dyed one and not the natural colors? That's because I wanted something that could fit with my my winter coat, and the grayish color doesn't fit my winter coat because it's not grey, it's more brownish grey. So that's why I bought this naturally dyed tone, which I like. It's also softer compared to the Irish wool, so we'll see if I like it. You can buy it online, and there is also a shop in Rotterdam, near Rotterdam in Dordrecht, that sells Texelse schapenwol, so that's closer to me, so I might buy more later, because if I can support locally, and the Netherlands are local to me, like it's the neighboring countries, so that's more local than Southern Africa, Southern America, or wherever sheep are coming from. So that's actually a good thing, I think. Oh yeah. Okay, I will just put this away. And then it's time for podcast recommendations. This time I would love to recommend The Obsessive Maker. It's a woman from Australia. She knits and she sews, and I really like to watch her podcast. She's a really big fan of Nutiren. Yeah, so that's nice. I don't buy Nutiren because I don't want to be a patron, which is perfectly fine if you are, but it's not my cup of tea to pay for something to get access to, so that's just my thing. and I'm not for the hype things. People that know me for my sewing will also know that I'm really careful for with hype things. I will most of the time look for other things as well. So that's my thing. But when she shows it in the tea, then it's really nice. And if I would ever get my hands to it without being a patron, I will definitely do it. But just not now because it's unspun yarn and I'm not sure if I would like it or not. So that's just my thing. So that's it about podcast recommendations. What are my plans with the podcast? So I'm planning to, in the near future, have a special episode about socks. I might film it next week, it depends, because some of the socks are still in the laundry, so I want to get them out. And next to that, I also want to have my Summer of Socks box from Wilmet Verve, which should be shipped next week. So I want to have that as well, to have like some summer plans and to know what's inside that. So that's my plan. I will also in the more distant future have a special episode about my no-frill sweaters, and maybe a special episode about all the summer yarns I have been using. So if you have any questions to me, please drop them below. If you have a recommendation of a podcast, or you have something you want me to make a special episode about, please let me know. And yeah, thank you for watching and see you next time.